Okie dokes, I'm back. I think we can begin. First of all, I'd like to welcome everyone. Before we proceed, you'll notice at the bottom on the right-hand corner of your screen, there's a little block for you to just put in any questions that you may have. If anyone can't hear me, if you could just drop me a little note and we can have a look at how to correct that. This is a new product I've never used before, so you're my little guinea pigs, I'm afraid, so hopefully everything will go smoothly. I haven't received any notification that anyone's experiencing problems, so I think we're okay to go. Right. I think it's quite interesting how recruitment over the years has changed. I've been in the recruitment industry for several years, and I'm sure that some of you can relate that over the last, let's say, 20 years, things have changed a lot. So with that in mind, I'd like to take you through a little presentation that I've put together. Okie dokes, let's begin. I'm going to rewind back to 1995, and some of you may have been involved in recruitment back then, I'm not sure. And how have things changed since then? Well, if you remember, we had very big TV screens, and our telephones were also rather enormous in comparison to the ones we have today. We also had extremely big computer monitors, and do you remember computer discs, which no longer exist? This is just 20 years ago. Coca-Cola was more popular than water back then. And oh yes, let's not forget we actually had electricity on demand in South Africa. All right, so that was 1995. Not that long ago, would you agree, if you think about it? Okay, so let's now see how the recruitment process has actually changed over the last 20 years. Let's meet Jane. She's a recruitment consultant, and she gets a notification of a position that she has to recruit for. So what does she do? She places an advert in the local newspaper. If you're in Johannesburg, it would have probably been the Star. And she waits for CVs to be faxed. Okay? So that typically happened on a Wednesday, and the CVs would come in, and this is what Jane's desk would look like. A whole pile of CVs that were faxed, a big telephone, and a cup of coffee. That was 1995. As I said, some of you can relate. All right, so let's fast forward to today. How has things changed within that recruitment field? Okay, let's meet Ed. He's also a recruitment consultant. He also, like Jane, has got a vacancy which he now needs to fill. Okay, what does he do? He goes online. LinkedIn, Google+, Facebook, Junkmail, Careers24, PNet, Gumtree, you name it. Social media is at his fingertips, literally. And he sources candidates from literally everywhere, not just in South Africa, but from the world, just through his laptop. So his desk is slightly different. He has a laptop, a cup of coffee, cell phone, and it's pretty paperless. Everything's done online. That's how things have changed. 2015. Recruiting is much easier, right? Would you agree? Well, technology should have made life easier for all of us. But information overload, which unfortunately does happen, basically causes or results in a greater workload for all of us. And with that, I'm afraid, we also have added stress that we have to contend with. We work much longer hours today than we did 20 years ago. But we do have a potential solution for you. And this is going to simplify your recruitment process, taking into consideration two very important factors, one being cost and the other being service. Okay, so I hope I've intrigued you and you are going to listen intently to the rest of the presentation. And so let me explain a little bit more, and that's just me standing at the podium. Okay, so let's carry on. Let's talk about Placement Sync. We are a job board. Okay, just like any other. But what you can expect is something slightly different. First of all, we have unlimited job postings. A lot of job boards in South Africa restrict postings to, for example, just 1 or 3 positions per month. You can post as many as you like. No limits. Okay? We have also email alert notifications. So for example, if a candidate comes onto the system and matches your specific job spec, you will be notified via email. This is a fantastic feature. You can share your job spec on a numerous amount of social media by just clicking a button. So instead of retyping everything on Facebook and LinkedIn and Twitter and Google Plus, etc., you just literally click a button and it automatically will download to your account. But not only that, we, Placements Inc., will also download your job specs to our account, so you're getting double exposure. Okay. We have a built-in screening question into the system, so you can basically screen your candidates up front before even talking to them. You can set questions to eliminate people from your recruitment process straight away. We have an applicant tracking system. Anybody who applies to your jobs, you can very, very simply just go into the back end, have a look at their CVs. There's a feature where you can type notes about that person, whether you've interviewed them, taken reference checks, etc. We have no limits to the amount of administrators you wish to load. A lot of job boards will charge you per administrator. We charge you per company. So for example, if you have different consultants, if you have different branches, great, you can load them all at no additional cost. And you have access to job posting stats, literally at a touch of a button. So you can see exactly how many people have responded to each one of your jobs. It will keep a record for every month that your job's are live. Now, this is a paid-for service. It's called a premium search. Now, a lot of you are recruitment agents and you might think, well, why would I pay someone else to do the job for me? Well, you may have a lot of positions to fill. Instead of recruiting an additional consultant, you may want to just consult with us. We don't charge you a percentage of the salary. We actually charge you a fixed rate. So we will actually advertise the position in the various social media for you, and we will screen those candidates for you. And we charge, as I say, just a fixed rate for that service, which is quite nice, whether you're a recruitment consultant or if you are a company HR manager who just wants to outsource that function. Another paid-for service is we have employee background checks. Now, a lot of recruitment agencies do this themselves. You can outsource to us. We charge a very nominal fee, and we will do that work for you. And lastly, we also have a number of psychometric assessments that we can actually assist you with. Matching people to jobs, very important. We can put together a benchmark to establish the job criteria, as well as we have other assessments that measure leadership. So what type of manager will this be? We can measure someone's stress levels, etc. Okay, so with that being said, what do we charge? 50 Rand per month. That's it. Okay. What is the catch? There must be a catch if we're only charging 50 Rand a month. No, there isn't. I've been in the recruitment industry for many, many years, and I just feel that these large job board companies don't offer any service, and I have become very disillusioned with what I've seen. Basically, you're paying a very large amount of money every month for a platform. That's it. Whereas what I'm planning to do is to provide you, in essence, with a free platform, because that 50 Rand is really going to cover our admin costs. So you have access to a job board which has all the features as all these large corporate companies have, but you now have an added bonus. We can provide you with add-on service. So if your recruitment budget has now been reduced to a ridiculously affordable amount, doesn't it make sense to start using features that promote your business? Let me explain. If you're a recruitment agency, I think you'll agree there's a lot of us out there. Okay, lots of recruitment agencies. How do you differentiate yourself from your competitors? Well, one way is to offer psychometric assessments. It's immediately going to differentiate you, because instead of just giving your clients a whole bunch of CVs, you can now give them people who actually are suitably matched to their job spec. And the cost will be the same as if you were using another job portal. So it's an add-on service. Same applies if you're an HR manager. We can assist you with running these psychometric assessments on your behalf. We have psychologists who will facilitate the process and provide you with that feedback. Likewise, with the background checks, if you don't have the resource, the capacity to handle that yourself, simply outsource to us and we will do that for you. Okay, so with that in mind, let me take you onto the Placement Sync portal. This is what it looks like. We launched relatively a couple of months ago, in fact, to test the portal. It's now been tweaked. It's perfectly functional. We have different features here. You can actually load as a featured employer, where your logo will constantly come up on the front page. We have the latest jobs, etc. There's a whole range of different features, which at a later stage we will actually be running one-on-one presentations with all our recruiters to explain to them how it works. But for now, what I suggest you do is you just simply go to the login button, scroll down to where it says registration, click on Recruiter, complete all your details, and please be sure to add your company logo, because that's really what makes your ads stand out. And give us a company description as well, because that's what candidates are going to look for. If you have any videos that you have currently loaded on YouTube, great, you can load those as a link as well. And as soon as you've registered, we will activate a free service for you. So your first job will be free of charge. So you can go and list your position, and you can test it for yourself. Test out the system, test out the functionality. Everyone who registers, we will arrange a one-on-one presentation with you via this medium, the webinar medium, except you will be able to chat to us and ask questions as we go through it. As well as every week, we will be running support webinars that you can absolutely join at no additional cost. If there's anything specific that you're unsure of, you're welcome to join that webinar, and we'll be able to assist you with that. So that's Placements Inc. in a nutshell. 50 Rand a month, really, I think it's huge value for money. And as I say, the add-on services that you have on top of that, it just makes sense. If you have any questions that you'd like to ask us, I'm just going to bring up the little contact page at this point. There is my email address. It's info@placementsinc.co.za. There is a reason there's no telephone number on the website. We just get loads of job seekers asking us for help, and we've kind of taken that off now. But as soon as you've registered, we will provide you with the contact details to phone our support staff as well. So if you have any questions, please be sure to drop us an email. And I think at that point, that is my presentation, very short and sweet. And if there's, as I say, if there's anything else you need to find out from us, please drop us an email and we'll be sure to answer your questions. Thanks, guys. I hope to see you really, really soon. Have a wonderful day. Cheers.